Yo, what is up? I gotta plug something in here so I don't hear myself. Hey, there we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is JChains. It's 4 o'clock on the East Coast. Let's get it started. I hope you're having a great day. I really do. This has been a pretty good week. A lot of things got done. Obviously, had to say goodbye to a friend. Well, we never say goodbye. We say see you later. See you later to a friend. AJ Writes Crypto, heading on out to the West Coast, baby. Wish him and Jada and their baby nothing but the best in the future. Can't wait to go see him. But really cool news, actually. I told the group at the Web3 Breakfast chat group this morning. But yo, check this. So my guy AJ hooking it up. Well, you can't really see that too well. There you go. Gave me the caddy, the CTS. He was leaving town. He didn't need it. He got the Cybertruck. They're going to be doing something else, I'm sure, maybe when they get to Washington or when they go even out back to the East Coast when it gets to Baltimore. But man, it really helps me out. It was great. We've been a one-car family for quite some time. So shout out to my guy AJ hooking up the car, the caddy, baby. So now we got a little freedom to go do some stuff. I wanted to do some more man on the street style content anyway. So this gives me that flexibility to do that. So get ready. Get ready. Probably going out to, I would assume, and if you guys are in now, don't forget. Coming up next week, today's the 17th, the 25th, which is the last Friday of this month. We've got the new local Northwest Georgia crypto, pizza, beer, wine, water, whatever, juice boxes, whatever you want. Meetup. That's Friday, or that's next Friday, the 25th. And so if you are local, make sure that you hop in, tap in. You can find that is actually pinned on my page on X right at the top. You can find that post. Made a nice little graphic there for you so you can see the state of Georgia. If you want to participate in that, make sure you let me know. So just put a comment in there and I'll add you to the group. We got a whole chat group going. I'll get some more information going. But right now the plan was, and what we've got scheduled and who we talked to was a place, the sourdough place in Smyrna. So Rudy's Sourdough in Smyrna is the plan next Friday. More details will come with that, but really kind of just building up the whole local presence here in Georgia. I think that is the time. So I'll definitely be able to not only go out and about and see more people here in Georgia, but also to the ABC, because I've got a meeting next week at the ABC for doing some more planning for the Bitcoin pizza party on May 22nd. As you know, that is the day that we celebrate our guys Laszlo, who spent 10,000 Bitcoin on 2 People John's pizzas. Yeah, that's a lot of money right now, but it is what it is. He doesn't regret it. I'm sure he's got more biddies anyway. So that is coming up. That's May 22nd, and then from there, I'm sure that I will meet a bunch of locals, because then in June. So as April is the pizza meetup for me and my brand. May is the Pizza DAO, Pizza Bitcoin Day. And then June is the UFC VeChain thing. So on part of VeChain and what they've got going on with the initiative with the UFC, you always see the photos of like the group of people that got to go to the fight. So I'm going to have, I believe it's 14 tickets to the event on June 14th. So I'll have a very small, it'll be a very intimate, we'll run some contests. I'll do some things for the weigh-ins on that Friday. So the 13th, we got weigh-ins and the presser. We'll go to that. It'll be a very intimate group. And then on Saturday, I got 14 people. My wife, daughter are going to come with me. So 11 people, I believe they're coming with. So I think we got 11 tickets. We're going to take a group of 11 people to the UFC fight on behalf of VeChain. I think the whole point is for them to send like swag bags and all that stuff. That's usually what they got there. So we'll see. I will be in contact with those guys, but that's coming up in June. So make sure if that's something you want to do, you let me know. And I will post more of kind of like that rundown of the schedule of the next 3 events, and then I'll make sure it gets on websites. I got to update not only the Web3 Breakfast website, but my personal website. The whole point, I think, is to combine them into one. That would make the most amount of sense. So maybe get a better URL, and then boom, put it all into one. That's the plan. Then just link them all. That's what we're doing. All right. What's going on with our chat here? GM, GEGA, whatever, wherever. Thank you for being here. Make sure you smash that like button for me as you come on in here. Guys, let's see. What is the metal situation like today? I see we got Mike Lowry picking up the gold. There it is. Yo, yo. And then, yo, Blocky picking up the silver. And Tom Haynes picking up the bronze. Congratulations to our middlewooders. Let's go. Bitcoin Henry says he's scared of tariffs. Scared my wing. Yo, got me. I should not have read it out loud. Although it was kind of funny. That was a good one. So, I like that. So make sure, guys, if you are just joining, make sure you're like, what the heck is happening here? My name is JChains. Thanks for coming to the show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are watching on YouTube. Make sure you are following if you are watching on X. Let's get that started right out of the way. And then you could always repost the video out and say, yo, we're going to have we're going to have a fun education today. We're going to go through a couple headlines, something about the SEC and Ripple. I got an ONDO article. We got a Coinbase thing. And then let's see. Coinbase warns of potential new crypto winter. And then I've got another one that says crypto stocks enter new phase of trade war as U.S.-China's tension rise. There you go. And then we'll get into some charts. So we'll do some overall general of the markets, some charts, some chats, and then some news, and then some charts and chats. So appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Blocky, my guy? You're off Monday, just saying. Let's go, dude. Let's set it up. I've got my style. Man, I grabbed this like it was a pen. Grab my stylus. I'm gonna write at 4 p.m. Monday. Blocky. Lock it in. Let's go. Let's do that, guys. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're following Blocky over on X. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. We are going to be doing a lot of charting on Monday. So let's go, man. Definitely interested for that. Let's go. All right. Let's look at the markets. And Can you guys? Okay, all right. Happened when you switched cameras the first time. All right. Well, that's weird. Because that went from one phone to the other. Yeah. All right. Well, that means I can't share my screen for whatever reason, unless let's do this. I'm gonna have to. We're just troubleshooting this shit in real time, man. Okay. So now, if I want to use that and this. There. Now you should be able to hear me and see the screen. We should be good, right? All right. I'm gonna just assume that at this point we are good. Man, I'm real sorry about that, guys. That's really annoying. Okay, cool. All right, we're back. All right, so we were talking about ETH dominance. ETH dominance at 63%, but when you look at the charts, it's actually closer to 64%. If it's not even over that at this point, it was pushing damn near close to it at one point. 6401. So, man, it is just nonstop. That dominance. We'll never have an altcoin season if that thing keeps pushing up. We need that thing to take a very strong dip, but at some point it'll run out of gas. 64% is fucking crazy for Bitcoin dominance. So. All right, so here we go. Back on coin market cap, we said we got our $2.69 trillion market cap up a little bit. We've got the fear and greed index up to 30. That's a good thing. Altcoin season hanging at 17. This is about where we've been for the last several days of last week. I don't know where it was throughout the weekend. Wasn't paying attention to that to do the show or anything. But as you can see, it's kind of flatlined out between 15 and 17. Here's one of our favorite games. We go shrimping in the top 100 coins, their performance over the last 90 days. Let's look at our shrimping portfolio. Remember, the last time we went in, we spent $500 on some losers, right? We went to the bottom of the shrimping pile because that's what shrimp do. They eat at the bottom. They're bottom feeders. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that, but shrimp are, in fact, bottom feeders. And so what we did is we went to the bottom and we scooped up some render, some fetch, the graph, PYTH, and JASMY. So we did $100 of each, 100 of each one of those five. Started with 500. We are at 618 now. We're up 34% in the render, 27 in the fetch, 2% in the graph, 16% in PYTH. At least PYTH is moving now. At least PYTH is moving. And then JASMY 137, so 37%. So JASMY is the biggest winner, then render, then fetch, then PYTH, then the graph. That's how our shrimp and portfolio has them and crabs. That's why I can't understand why people eat them. I know, man. They just got bellies full of shit. I know that sounds like normal. Like most people have a belly full of shit. But it's serious. Like it's like ocean bottom shit. Like, no, thank you. Crabs will eat a dead human? Ugh. No more crab rangoons, baby. No more crab rangoons. Oh, there's a lot of jokes you can make there with crab rangoons, but we ain't gonna do it. Okay. So back to the coin market cap here. That was it, man. If you're trying to go shrimping, man, make sure you check that out. Check out because that's the top 100. Now you could build some positions in your portfolio that will perform better if you go outside of the 100. I get it, but you're trying to do some quick shrimping, man. Those top 100 projects that are down. I mean, they're some of these things. I mean, obviously, is who cares about what it's down because that thing had its problem. But like the rest of them, like we were buying some of these things when they were like 75% down. Like that's a prime opportunity. Get some shrimp, baby. Get some shrimp. Doug, 6 a.m. Doug making it. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Carter in the building too. Leslie Collins. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys' audio help there. That's how it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Don't shout me. You have the flu. Oh, sorry. Sorry, man. You have the man flu. Oh. I know what that's like, dude. That's like near-death experience. Just at being a man, having the flu, near-death experience, same thing. All right, Bitcoin coming in at 84,960. Would love to see this thing start to make a move back to 90 at some point. I know we all would. This is just long overdue. It is up 6.5% in the week, but really not moving the needle over the last day. You got ETH is actually down over the last day, 1585 up to 4.5 almost percent on the week. XRP 207. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Ain't never going to be $10 if you don't start pumping. However, we did look at that article that says we could see that thing in the $20 range if was it Hope Drive? What was the name of the acquisition that Ripple just did? Who was it? It was new. What's the name of them? My gosh. All right, I can't find it anyway, but we were talking about it this morning, and if you were to just take a large percentage of, I think it's the $3 trillion that they have, that they settle, or however it all works with this company. I forget the name of them. It is driving me crazy. But it was like that 3 trillion, if that, if that converts over to the XR, is it the XRPO? Golly, it's driving me nuts. It was something about how, that price is just absolutely insane for XRP. And as we know, it's probably would happen in phases. So if we're thinking by the end of this year, man, even if they were to take just half of that or a third of it or whatever, it'll do some damage to the XRP price. So you never know, man. That $10, that might be one of those underdog bets. $10 by Christmas, hopefully. XRP. Let's go. Let's look at any losers in the market. Opportunities mantra, 66 cents, still down 90% on the week. Yowza. Fartcoin down 10% on the day, but still up 17% on the week. Curved out. JASMY, my goodness, come on, JASMY, do your thing. Do your thing. Movement, core, Trump, helium, radium. Now, nothing there. Anything on the biggest losers besides mantra? No, thank you. We're going to pass right up on that. Movement, Theta, Walrus, Dexy, Tezos, Athena, Celestia. No, we're good. We're good. You had your chance. You should have bought already. Yo. What's up, Crypto Maniac 1776? Hope you are doing all right. Hope you are all smashing the like button. One of these days, I'm going to check up on you. That is today. I'm going to check up on you guys. All right. So where do we see our likes? No, y'all better start smashing. Y'all need to start smashing right now. And I can do this for the X people now too. If I do it for one, I got to do it for you all. Man, I used to be able to count on the likes to viewer ratio being damn near at 100, but y'all fell off. I started taking you for granted. I stopped calling you guys out. And look, it's the first time I've looked in a while, and that shit was fucking way down. Slacking ass motherfuckers, I'll tell you. Slacking ass. Yeah, slacking ass on motherfuckers on X too. Here you go. I know a lot of you guys are watching on X. The majority of you are, and that's how it usually works. But here you go, because you guys went back to being chumps at liking a video on X. It's real easy. Here it is. Well, I got to do this. So I got to pull it up so I can see it. I'm gonna go full screen on your ass too. You're in trouble with me. I might even just shut the show down if you're not gonna like the video. What's the point? I'm just kidding. All right. Well, this is a little bit tough because it's not gonna focus. It's on like a. All right. Anyway, it's really easy, guys. Here, you're watching the video, and you're gonna be watching it like this. There you go. See? So you just go like this. Boom. You hit the like. I did it to my own video. You could see that it just turned pink right there. And then look, you just go right back and you're watching it full screen. It's really easy. Don't cost you anything. Helps me out tremendously. And so I would be forever grateful if y'all could take maybe 3 seconds out of your life and smash the like button. That's it. Or as, you know what? You guys I'm going to have to hit you heavy with today. I'm going to hit it heavy today. Oh, Dad, how about this one? Yep, there it is. Mash that like button. Make sure you get in there and you start mashing. What is up? Yo, Crypto Princess in the house. Let's get it. Let's get it. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's get into some headlines. It is time. We got just a couple. We're going to breeze through them, and then we'll get into the charts. Here we go. I hope I didn't lose my audio again. I probably did. Let me know if we lost the audio again. All right. The SEC and Ripple agree to pause the legal battle as court grants joint motion. The court has granted this joint motion to pause, and they paused for 60 days, as you can see here on this order. And I was wondering to myself, like, I thought like all of this was already happening. Like, to me, the question was, because I remember back here when it was the $125 million penalty, right? We were talking about this. I know in the morning show, I know that I was talking about here on the afternoon show, was what's the status of that? Because that was a judgment that had already been passed down by the judge. But it sounds like they have to pay $50 million, with the remainder of that, was that $75 million, refunded from the escrow. So there you go. That to me was the most important thing that came out of all of this, is ultimately at the end of the day, what was that fine going to be and how was that going to go? Because with them basically saying, hold up on the case, what about that fine? Because that had already been determined that was due, but that was just the appeal that they said they were going to stop. So 50 milli, that's it. Let's roll. Come on, XRP. Time to pump. It is time. All right. Here's our next one that we got. Is our RWA and our tokenization article. As you know, that is something that's very important to me. The ONDO is big, and I think this partnership they got with Mastercard is going to turn out to be a lot bigger in the long run than potentially what we think right now, right? And so you got ONDO Finance set to conquer the U.S. Treasury bond market with Mastercard. We're going to go through the quick overview here. ONDO Finance surpassed $2.5 billion with a B in TVL, establishing itself as a significant player in the RWA ecosystem. They're preparing to launch the ONDO Global Markets. That is going to revolutionize traditional financial assets. You got MasterCard, who partnered with ONDO to offer U.S. Treasury bonds through RWA tokenization, enhancing access to blockchain benefits. And the RWA sector is showing consistent growth, distinguishing itself from the volatility of the broader crypto market. And that was something that I was talking about earlier, was when you start to think about the different ecosystems. If you got a chance to watch the Genzio Media show that I was on today, that was great. It was with Action, Toki, and my guy, Davitola. Smash the like button. If you got a chance to watch that, smash the like button. If you didn't get a chance to watch that. But when I was, kind of the whole thing that I'm talking about here was, as we start to see the different ecosystems pull away from each other and really start to develop at different paces, right? And let's use the example of something like the gaming ecosystem. Like, gaming is big. The gaming, Web3 gaming, there's a lot of people that are really interested in it, and it's going to have its place and it's going to have its time, but this isn't it. It had like a little moment in the sun talking about the metaverse, right? And I think maybe that was kind of all convoluted as we were working through this gaming metaverse, but really just open worlds, or how's it all going to look? Because we're not there. It's not, autonomous, and it's not, like Ready Player One style. And so, that came and it went. For now, it'll probably come back. And then you've got like your gaming that we saw that happen this year. You had what were the two big games? It's the Big Time was one, and then it was like, it's three letters, whatever it is. Anyway, so as these games came out and they grabbed the attention, they really forced, this is my opinion, right? But they really forced the narrative into how the rest of the gaming ecosystem is going to be shaped. So you had T something, man, whatever. Anyway, so it came out, and they spent it was like $25 million on development, and that kind of like became the threshold that these games really, I think, for development, you kind of have to meet. You have to meet or beat the expectation of the current best offering. And so I think a lot of games had to go back to the drawing board. And we've talked to some people in the morning show and some people that are in the gaming ecosystem, and I think several years in gaming always takes a lot longer than you want it to and you think. I mean, look at the Grand Theft Auto game that's been in development for 10 years or whatever, right? I think people would say that. And like, if you're working with smaller studios, you can do things differently. I get that. But at the end of the day, 2018 seemed to have been the metric that was told to me for, some games and some projects to, at least in our Web3 space, to, really to come to fruition and have their time. And so that's why, anything gaming related, game coins, gaming, whatever, I'm passing for now, because that's a next cycle. If there's a next cycle, unless we're like in this massive run. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, you should choose that gaming ecosystem part there as part one. The tokenization, RWA, maybe you can add DeFi into this. That is the narrative to me. That is the standalone. And maybe I'm biased because I've got a decent sized portfolio in ONDO, but to me, that whole idea of that narrative, because we are transitioning the financial global ecosystem, and tokenization seems to be this big buzzword. It is the next place where all the attention and the money is going to go. And I mean, think about AI. AI was fantastic. It had a nice little run, but you saw that it kind of got it was short lived. It wiped out because I think it blended too much in with the meme coin space, and so there was a lot of distrust that happened all around that same time, which at the end of the day, AI coins will have their time. They will come back. We know that. But anyway, there was some ramblings, some thoughts. Yeah, the AI, way too early. And at that point, I wouldn't even say that it's AI. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, enhanced computing, really. I would say it's getting better. I mean, think about like, and yes, I know that it is actually AI to some extent, but it's funny. You think about the way that we interacted with it and how what we got back from it early on. Like say you were using Mid Journey, hands would always come back crazy. Couldn't do fingers. Letters would be terrible. Now, like if you're using ChatGPT, it has some built-in photo stuff that is by far some of the best shit that I've seen, and it gets letters right. Like every now and then it'll mess something up, but it gets letters right, which is really, really cool. So it's fun to watch this evolve into something that's a little bit better. But I wouldn't really necessarily say, if we were to think about, it's not AI, it's just enhanced computing, intellectual computing. Enhanced whatever. I was trying to think of something creative. Obviously, on the spot, it didn't work out. So we move on, fam. 2.5 billion in TVL you got with Ondo Finance. We do know that. We love that. Mastercard's been a major player in the crypto space for several years. We absolutely know that. We're well aware they've done a lot of different things. Recently announced a partnership with Ondo, the expansion of its project about this new and innovative digital economy, including its multi-token network, or MTN, which was introduced last June. There you go. That's it for that one. Let's go. Oh, man, we didn't even have the article up. You got to hear anyway. You got most of it anyway. The most important shit was what we were talking about. This next article I will bring up so you guys can see it. Never fear. Never fear, my friends. There we go. Coinbase warns of potential new crypto winter as market signals turn bearish. I just, what I think that this is bullshit. Give me 1 second. Because this article just coming out now, and you think we're supposed to believe this? This right here is the entire crypto market cap. You think that now things are turning bearish? Now? My goodness, man. I mean, I know we peaked out over here. You know, this is about the same level, so we're down 30% overall in the market. We went down the most, 37, almost 38%. It's pretty big. I mean, it's not. I want to know what the metric of is in a crypto bear market, right? Because we know for the stock market, it is technically 20% from the all-time high, right? That technically puts you into a bear market in the stock market. But we do also know that for crypto, that the ratio of 20% is not the same. It's apples and oranges. One stock market is not one crypto market. That's not the same. So I would say it's, I don't actually know what you would think that the ratio would be. Double, triple, maybe something like that. So like, 20% is a bear market in the stock market, but maybe 60% is a bear market in crypto. Maybe that'd be a fair metric to say. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Drop a comment down below. If you are watching this live, obviously you can do it right now. If you are watching this on X, you can drop a comment. If you are watching the replay over on YouTube, you can leave a comment on the video. I want to know. PYTH showed a little life today. Yes, it did. 10%, 10.5% life. Very nice to see. You know what? Forget the rest of the stories. Let's just do charts the rest of the time. I think that would be a lot more fun anyway. So let's go to, speaking of PYTH, let's just go here. Look at this. I know. Look at all that terrible, terrible drops. And we're so excited. A little bit of life, because look, the farther we get away from this green circle, the better. We want that to be the bottom of PYTH. We don't ever want to see 11 cents ever again. 10.5 if you caught that wick. Golly, good for you. But now that it's sitting at almost 14 cents, I mean, unless we see a pretty decent market correction, I mean, that's 33%. Do we see PYTH dropping another 34% to make an all-time low? A new one? What's the cause? Unless it's the trade wars, unless it's, global tensions and markets getting nuked market wide. I mean, that's the only thing that you could think of, right? It should be on the up and up when we look at the total market cap. Same thing, from wick to stick, right? From our wick low to the top of our most recent stick here, we're up 13, almost 14%, right? So that means we would have to drop, because it's different on the way down. We'd have to drop 12.3%, whatever it is, to get to the bottom. I don't know why it was a little different. It's going to be a little different for whatever reason. But I feel like, you're in a downtrend until you're not. We're not quite broken out, but my goodness, I feel like it's time for us to start looking like this. It's time for us to start uptrending, man. You know what I mean? Like, let's start bouncing on this and let's start moving up. The further it falls, I know. I got to widen this thing too, because it is still falling. You know what I mean? But we didn't. Anyway. So, that's the whole market cap. So there you go. Like, we're still not, even though we're seeing some prices go up, on the whole, the market cap is still in a downtrend, but recently, where do we wick down to? 2.31, it's up to 2.63. I mean, hopefully it's a comeback, but you can see very similar times where, we thought that was it, boom, and then the bottom dropped out. So boom, the bottom could drop. It could do another one of those. Who knows? Here, let's look at, are we making any progress on our altcoin season? Nope. 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 I'm drawing lines too for no reason. All right. So this whole the whole idea of, and this isn't even the story. I mean, we know what this chart does. We know that this is all of the normally bottom would be strong divs. Yeah, this is true. I don't have the bottom pulled up right now, and I have the LeapFrog indicator turned off in the moment. But when we look at some coins, I'll turn that on so you guys can see some of these levels and see how it's reacting, and we'll go through when Princess interview, Blocky. I got to set it up. I just, I'm going to write it on my board right now. I'm going to write a couple things on the board. Blocky Monday. And Princess interview. All right. There you go. It's on the whiteboard. If it makes the whiteboard, I'm going to tell you something right now. If it makes the whiteboard, that shit gets done. Okay. So Monday, Blocky, Princess, let's set up that interview. Let's go. All right. Bitcoin, so these next two charts that we're going to look at, again, these tell the story about what we're looking at. And this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. And this thing ain't slowing down. It is crazy how hard this thing is continuing to push up. 64.02%. We topped out yesterday, most recently, at 64.13. So who knows where this is going as far as Bitcoin dominance. But as long as dominance is running, ain't going to be an altcoin season. We need altcoin season. For that to happen, we need dominance to tank. And we need the others chart, the one that we just looked at. We need that thing to start pumping. Once we see those two flip the script, there's altcoin season, baby. But until then, people are just blowing smoke up your arse. All right, here is our ONDO chart. Let's go ahead and throw on our LeapFrog indicator. For anybody who is interested in the LeapFrog indicator, make sure you check out, if you have not already, the interview with Flopping Groper that I did. Man, I'll tell you what, this thing. I love this indicator. At this point is one of my absolute favorites for certain, like for scalp trading specifically, at certain time frames, certain times of the day, stuff like that. So here we go. This is ONDO. This is the daily chart. We could put it on different time frames, but just so you can see today, the zone, the split, the daily versus the previous daily have been very close all day. Let's see. Let's go to a different time frame. It'll probably make it easier. Let's go to the 30 minute. There we go. So now we can get some split skis. So you can see all the different things. So as you can see, here's what I'm saying, right? And you still don't seem to understand the strategy. Okay, so here's my strategy. Here's what I'm playing, and here's how this seems to just work. And today's example is one way it also goes under, so that you can take advantage of some probably easier measured longs. Today was like one of those days where if you were shorting the market, if you're a short, what's up. So here, right here, last night we got to go a little bit more. So at 8 p.m. Eastern is when the new, it's this candle right here. At 8 p.m. Eastern is when the new VWAP starts for the daily for me on the East Coast time zone, right? 8 p.m. So from there, you start to and the last couple of days, I think I probably got in a little early on this, and I'm trying to figure out what the whole strategy thing is here. But so as you see, what happened today was as the daily VWAP. So this is today, and this was yesterday, right? So as you start to go up, the whole idea was this thing's always going to come back down, and you want it to come back and touch here. But it didn't for that first pass, it just came down and touched the daily, then went back up to whatever it wanted to do. And then it came back down and it touched yesterday's. And that to me is the magnet. That's what I'm after. And I've been looking at every single day is, does this, the coin will go off and do its thing and it'll have its market, but it always seems to just come back and revisit. And you can see that by what it did here. Went up to La La Land, came back, touched the today. Went back up to La La Land, went back and touched yesterday. So that would have been the move, right? To get it from, wherever you were at in La La Land, whenever you feel like it's coming back down to the previous daily or the daily, whatever, to catch that. Again, because I like to more catch longs, think about this thing flipped where, it's down below. And when it pushes past the daily or the previous, you're catching it, going up. So you might get more than what you're asking for. I hope this makes a little bit more sense. So the play was the previous. So you can play, yes, you can absolutely do the week to date. Sometimes it doesn't get to the week to date, and sometimes it does. It's all, I'm not in enough on this yet to fully understand. And because I did just the training thing with not just the training thing. We did the interview where he explained this to me a little bit, but it's all just about looking at the charts and watching these and reading these and looking for the repetitive daily after daily. Like, what is it doing? Because there are times where the SMA is the magnet, right? There are times where, it just kind of bounces between the day. That was like yesterday with ONDO. See, that's the whole thing, is that with, you with back testing it, you lose it. But as you can see, the daily and then the previous day and all this stuff. So this was the previous day, but like the previous before it, it was like something here or some shit where it was just like literally sitting between it all day. So this is an absolutely killer indicator. And you can see just by, if you were to wait for the week to date and then or you see it come down and touch the previous week and then come up here, you could do that. But that is a little bit in from what I've seen, the weekly, it doesn't normally, not an everyday thing. The SMA is not an everyday thing, but you can definitely see where sometimes, that thing will be down here like on a monthly, and we're just using these lines, and this is an example, and this is not what it was, but it'd be like down here, and the SMA is like way up here, and that's what it pulls to, and then it rides with the SMA, and then it comes back down and starts messing with the dailies and stuff. So it's really interesting. Again, I'm trying to understand if there are patterns, if there are really things to be paying attention to. So I'm taking it slow. I've done a couple smaller trades, nothing big. Everything that I've done on this, I won. I even post kind of the strategy that I was going into it. And I told you guys in the chat room, I got stop wicked out. I was stop wicked out, but I was in the profit. So it was a stop in the profit on the trade that I had posted. But then I'd gone back in, and it was one of those ones where I put it in and then it started dropping, and I wrote it overnight. I was down like a couple $100, and then ultimately it came back up and got into the profit, and I closed it out and ended up doing all right on it. But this is amazing what this thing's doing. The SMA is, I believe, it's the simple moving average, isn't it? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the SMA is the simple moving average. I think, does it say? It might say in some of this. No, it just says SMA. Yo, GreedFi community, let's get it. What's up, Kings? I hope you are doing well, brother. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Means a lot. Means a lot that everybody's here, guys. Smash the like button. Do the things you got to do. Support yourself. It's like giving yourself a pat on the old shoulder. Let's go. All right, here we go. This thing has retraced a little bit, but I ended up throwing last night. I had seen, it might have even been Kelly Kellum posted something about MORPHO and bottom. And I looked at the chart and I was like, oh shit, like, yeah, I think I'm in on this. And it was, I will check and see what my buy is, because it is on Femex, as you know. If you guys want to join the trade competition, let's get it. Let me see here really quick. I have got myself, and this isn't a lot. I know some people trade a lot more volume. Don't get me wrong, but I got in this trade competition so far, this Easter one on Femex, $306,000 trading volume. Let's go. Get on the squad. Let's do some trading, man. Let's win some shit. Let's get it. Sign up. I know that you could find it in the link below in the description. If you are on YouTube, sign up for Femex. If you're watching on X, just go check my bio. Link is in there. You can click that. Bada boom, bada bing. I think they got sign up bonuses. If you load a fresh account, you'll get some money. Obviously, there's no KYC, no VPN needed, none of that done. I've done all the whitelisting, all that. My account's whitelisted, so you guys can just hop on board and hang out. So let's do this. Sign up. Come trade with me. Travis Michael, what's up, fam? Hope you are doing well. All right, here we go. I wanted to show you. Let's go. Spot wallets, MORPHO. All right, so we did not catch the bottom of 81.50, but we got in the candle where it was 85.08 to 86.12, somewhere in there. So I'd have to figure out exactly where we so let's just say 86 cents is where we got in, and shot up to I think 97, 98 cents today. So that was a good time buy. It's retraced a little bit, wick down, but we'll see what happens, man. I have a firm thought process on what's going to happen with this. I don't know why I said that. Who has a firm thought process? I've got I was going to say something understanding of kind of where this is going, a general understanding maybe, of where these kind of coins are going. So I did post something earlier this morning about ONDO, Plume, and MORPHO, and I think they've got some really strong potential in what they're doing individually. And so let's go. Smoker is rolling. Travis, you got the smoker rolling, man. What you smoking? You smoking some ribs, some brisket, some chicken, some pork? What you got? Let me know. Let's see here. I think we wanted to look at ribs, my guy. There you go. Ribs. My wife and I were talking about that the other day. We really want to get some ribs, do some ribs. Man, that sounds delish. All right. Ethereum. Let's pull this one up here. As you guys can see. Golly. Man. So here's ETH with the tap. So it looks like we're making a run back. So look, this one over today has included both the weeklies and the SMA in it, right? So that one has touched them all. And there's some yearlies, which are probably like way up here. Yeah, the previous yearly is at 2875. The yearly is at 2400. So I mean, like at some point when the time's right, those things are getting smoked, and you know that. Just like those ribs, just like Travis's ribs, man. Those year-to-date VWAPs are going to get smoked up, just like them ribs. You know that. And so, all right, so you can see the little difference where sometimes, like certain coins on certain days will touch certain VWAPs, and certain they won't. And you kind of have, again, this starts at 8 o'clock at night, the previous night, and you start to figure out where this is going, and where are the VWAPs going to separate. Like imagine, you're up here, and you're thinking like, okay, here's the deal. We are so far out of touch from our daily and the previous day. Let's hit a little short ski and see what happens, right? So boom, say we'll give you the wick. We ain't gonna give you the stick, but we're gonna give you the wick. So say you hit that, and same thing at the bottom. That's 2%. You put a little 10% on there, you got to hit a little 10%, a 20% lick, right? I know some people like to use more than 10%. Some of you use less. It's okay. It's still more than spot buying and selling. So whatever, to each their own on your X's. I get it. But if you're a cowboy and you're doing 25, 50, whatever, man, you're making some ducats there. You're making some money. So there, you can see this one kind of ranges the VWAPs a little different. Let's look at SUI. What's SUI up to here? As we started here, we've run the gambit as well. We've not hit the SMA, but since yesterday, we did come up. We did our previous day. We did come up, also hit the week to date, and we did a little. We're down bouncing between the previous week to date. So, like, I would think probably if I'm a betting man, before the end of this day, we'll probably come back down, and you'll see either 209. Yeah, you'll see 209 get hit. One of these dailies might be just to the daily, or might be to the previous daily, but you'll see it come back down and smash that thing out one more time before you shut the day down, because that's where tomorrow is going to start. And now, if this thing ends way up here, right, where it's at 213, and then tomorrow is going to be starting like around here, right at the 209. Now, this will continue to go up. It's not going to stay there for whatever reason. That I'm not sure why it won't freeze at a certain point when the day ends, but it will continue to move. You will see most likely that it would come down. So, like, if this stays up high today or it goes up a little bit higher, I would fully expect tomorrow could be a good short day. But we're still checking this stuff out. I don't know if that's for certain. We're going to have to keep watching this LeapFrog indicator. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I sure am. It has helped me get a couple trades. Again, nothing major, nothing crazy. Smaller trades, but good percentages. So just trying to figure it out and make sure we're not trying to blow it up until we figure it out. We want to know, right? We want to figure out and use the tools correctly. So. All right, that is SUI XRP. Where are we at here? Where are we at today? There you go. If you want to catch a little bit of a long, I bet you could probably hit this one from here up to here. It's a 0.5%. See, that's the thing. Sometimes it's like, what do you want to take the chance for a 0.5%? The LeapFrog from Flopping Groper. So he'll have, if you go to his account, and here I can put. Let me go to X. I'll put it in the chat for you guys so you got it. Let's see here. It's on his link tree. All right, there you go. It's so if you have not, Neil, if you've not seen the video last week, him and I did an interview together and we went over a little bit. Make sure you watch that. And then oh, boom, love that. If all right, if you need it, you need it. If you don't, boom. But yeah, check the video. Definitely check the video, guys. It goes for anybody. If you're watching, if you're just tuning in, watch the video. We're talking about the VWAP indicator, LeapFrog from Flopping Groper. So that's what you see on the screen with the lines and the tabs and stuff. So make sure you check that video out. And if you like that, get on board. Because I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's great to have it as a tool. And it's not the exclusive tool. It's not the only tool. I'm liking it right now. There are some things. It's again, this is a great scalping tool for intraday trading. So XRP. Now, say we were going to catch this thing. We were like, all right, we're going to run this thing till it hits the SMA. That's 2%. Now you throw a little leverage on there. Now you're cooking with peanut oil. That's what you leverage trade for. But again, you don't know. There's no rhyme or reason of when that's going to hit. If you look, let's go to the daily. The SMA will always be on. I mean, it generally runs like right through the middle, right? There are times where it's off, but it generally runs right through the middle. So you can kind of use that as a gauge too. Again, you see like sometimes it's off, but it'll come to it. It'll run through it. So if we're off right now, like, the long opportunity for XRP, catch that up to the SMA, do a little 10x. You stuff 20% bag. Let's go. A 20 bag, get it. All right. Let's see. Do we want to look at the Solana chart? How's our we got that thing going. Our call it like the long cup and holder. Long con cup and shoulder. No, just cup, not cup and shoulder, just a long cup. What's a cup and handle? That was crazy. All right, here we go. How's the handle looking? Are we filling? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Boom. We're rolling. let's just keep bouncing, and then grow, and then it's off to the races. But I wonder how long this thing is going to stay within kind of, I mean, I know it's a little bit below. We drew like a fun, funky line whenever that was ago. But let's go. There's our long con cup and handle by Solana, trying to squeeze everybody out. But boom. Look, and it's like a little chip in the cup. Like grandma dropped it. Grandma came over. She wanted a little hot cup of tea. And, you know, the handle wasn't there yet. So she had to hold it with her hand. And she dropped it because it burned her weak little hand. Sorry, grandma. It's okay that you got weak hands. You're a grandma. But it was hot. And it's been a long time since she cooked in the stove. And so it was a little hot. I get it. And it was, oh, ow, oh, sonny boy. And, you know, it fell and cracked. But we were able to throw a little super glue on there. And so as you can see, it's still intact. But we'll see. Now we've got to build the handle. So we'll see what happens. Sonny boy. Sonny boy. VeChain. How's the VeChain looking? I wanna like seriously up my VeChain bag before we get rocking and rolling. I think that's gonna be dynamite later this year. Let's see. Where's the LeapFrog? It's been a while since we looked at it. When it doesn't show up right away, that means it's not loaded. I mean, you haven't looked at it in a while. So I just told on myself, obviously. Don't be mad at me, VFam. I've been trading a lot of ONDO, and that's why that chart loads right away. That and the Bitcoin, the corn. Is there any hope for STX? Let's take a look. I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look. STX. Stacks. Here's your exposure to Bitcoin without your exposure to Bitcoin. Am I right? Okay, here we go. We've got a $892 million market cap. Let's look at the market cap here. All time. Holy smokes. You can make some X's, man. 893 was over a $5 billion market cap at one point. That's not what I wanted. I was not looking for that to happen. Price, there we go. Let's go all time again. We got a 1.52 billion tokens in the total supply. 1.81 billion is the max supply. All right, so we're mostly out. Not bad. The chart, I mean, look, it's still higher highs there. This is, you know, it didn't make a higher here, so you've got that going. But, you know, there could be hope. Let's look at their website. It's been a while since I looked at the Stacks website. Activate the Bitcoin economy with the leading Bitcoin L2. Use and build apps that leverage Bitcoin as a secure base layer. Nakamoto upgrade. What? At least that makes sense. Every time I think about these things now, I'm like, I just think about Lovelaces and Cardano, and it's just the dumbest thing one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard. And there are people are, I know it's named after a scientist. I know, but it sounds stupid. Just so we're clear. This has been your biggest stinker, huh? It felt promising, but it's became your biggest loser. You're a loser, Stacks. Let's look at the chart. See how that is going to look. Reload. Let's go. All right, so it's not on Phoenix. So Stacks. We'll go spot on crypto. Here we go. This is the daily. Zoom it out. So you got a nice push up to get to the to some of these VWAPs right here. As you know, this will be the yearly. This will be the year to date, previous year, and this will be the year to date. So I would expect, even if it falls a little bit more, you should at least get a. Come on, man! At least get a 1 or 2x out of it. At least a 1x. So this is to the current line right now is 2 and 31, but it probably would continue to slip a little. All-time high 5.5x. There you go. I hope you get that. I mean, I think it all depends on, is it active? Are people still talking about us go social? They got it x.com. That's a good thing. It doesn't say Twitter. 3 minutes ago was their last post, by the way. That's always a good sign that they are active. There's one reason why the STX Bitcoin FI ecosystem is an all-time high in TVL, earning Bitcoin yield on your Bitcoin. Well, so I think there's just not enough information about this yet. And when you get more activity in the ecosystem, Travis, I feel like that kind of stuff is going to go. It's just not right now. You know what I mean? People are just more interested in Bitcoin versus Bitcoin FI. I don't think the trust is quite there yet with all the people that have gotten toasted, giving their stuff into other platforms or whatever. So I would think when the retail smashes in later this year, this thing will rip. This has been one it's been one, I don't own any, but it's one of those ones. It's that, and there's another coin that's your exposure to Bitcoin without having Bitcoin. I can't think of it right now. So we will move on. And I think that's pretty much all the charts. It seemed like it was trailing Bitcoin, but really fell off a cliff. That's pretty funny. There's a lot of things that fell off the cliff that didn't exactly die completely. I think just maybe the attention went away. Yeah, that could be one of them. Another one I think that potentially scary some people is PYTH. You look at a chart like this, you're like, oh, that doesn't look terrible. It'll come back. But when you think about the fact that most coins did not go below like previous all-time lows. PYTH did. I believe the graph did. If I'm not mistaken. I removed the graph off my list. I'm done looking at the graph right now. Just because we've got it in this little thing. I don't want to look at it on the chart there. Although that wasn't even our biggest loser, was it? It is. It is the biggest. That's why I took it off. I was like, fuck it, this thing's made $2.60, while some of these other ones that pump 30%. Grad. Even the PYTH pumped. But it is what it is. A Ninja Fourth, what's up, fam? XLM. Let's take a look. XLM. Stellar Lumens. This is one of those one that pumps at different times. It might not pump again for a little while. And this, look, it's very clear. We should probably pull it up on the big chart so we can draw the lines on it. You can see it, but you can see, because this thing keeps getting in the way. But those three peaks they're not making higher highs, right? It is also making higher lows, though. You know what I mean? So like this, you got, well, let's just, man, you can't draw that on Ninja. Happy Thursday. Let's get it. All right, so we'll pull this up here. So no, we're gonna need a different chart. XLM. Who's gonna have the oldest one? Coinbase. Why is it freezing? Well, I want the bottom won't go on. That's crazy. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to just go weekly. So as you can see, oh man, there you go. Now you can see. You guys got to tell me if I don't have it open. Y'all got to be the ones to tell me. So as you can see, and we'll go top of the wicks here. So that is doing that, and this is doing that, right? So we'll fall into, at some point, technically it's in the triangle of love, but we'll the later phase of that is the triangle of love, and we'll see if it falls into it. But it kind of appears like with these spikes, we'll zoom it back out here for a second. So with these spikes, right, we see a big dip and then an accumulation point. Dip, accumulation point, right? So what's going to happen right here? Probably a dip. Wait, why is it that now? Dip and then accumulation zone, right? And you could measure, let's say, from here to here, 714 days, from here to here, 875 days. So let's just average that out and say like 756. Let's just guess. 756 puts us at the end of May. So based on past performance, now remember, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And so that's kind of what I would think, that's what you'd be looking at with XLM is you've got a nice opportunity to short it, right? And then consolidate during the consolidation period. Yeah, you can acquire some and stack if that was your thing, and then wait for the next pump. But keep in mind, historically speaking, the pump gets less and less every time. So, yo, what's up, Ellie? Ellie in the house. What's happening, fam? I think there's news they might be partnership with ONDO. I had a chance to research. I heard this today. Leslie, XLM. Huh. Let's see here. XLM ONDO. XLM forms ascending triangle, targets 29 cents in short-term surge. Where do we have this? $0.29 would be right above this here. So 29 cents is like this next little bank, right? Really nothing crazy. I would say the next target should actually be, I mean, if we were betting men and ladies, right? If we wanted to bet on this, I would say 35 cents is what we should be looking for. Is let's go touch that. Let's go touch that year-to-date VWAP, right? We should definitely crush the previous year-to-date, but why don't we go touch our year-to-date? Let's go for it. If we're going to make a run up, if we have momentum, now keep in mind, this thing may start, it might come down like this. So we, maybe by the time we get here, it's only a little bit of a pop if we just gradually go up. I mean, it's still 18% from, even from around here or whatever. So is 10-cent XLM possible? Let's zoom it out. Let's take a look. I mean, yeah, of course. Yes. Let's remove all the drawings. So 10 cents is about right there. I'd say you're probably safe. Like it could happen. Anything could happen. Right here is where you pick up volume. You know what I mean? So it like totally drops off right here. So if it does, that's why you're seeing it free fall, is because there's no volume to support this. However, when you get to 14 cents, you're going to have, I mean, you've got, and this is just what this is just what I'm showing right here. You know what I mean? But you've got some pretty decent historical support here, right? So you've got a lot of volume right there. So what I would say is that 14-cent level, that's probably what, that's, if you're trying to target a bottom, that may be where it runs. Again, you've got not a whole lot. You've burned through, you had bigger volume up here that you just burned through, on the weekly on the way down. And every now and then you do get a little reprieve, right? Remember, this is the weekly. So, you get a little bit of up, then down, a little bit of up, then down, a little bit of up. Probably the next move is down. Hopefully it hits somewhere right there. And even if it does hit right here, that should be where you bounce up, if that's how it plays. Now, keep in mind, you've got your year-to-date VWAPs up here. That, to me, doesn't really play a factor in this because this thing is just getting pummeled. So, you know, we want to leave one more on there. We'll put one more back. This one. This is the one I wanted to keep up there for future. All right. All right. Well, that's XLM. Have I checked out Mahusiv turn we've seen on Eagle AI in the last 7 days? I think is what we can see with other alts when they start popping off. Eagle AI, no. Let's take a look. Eagle AI ranked 3521. Okay. Oh, this thing's been a ripping. She's a ripper, mate. Come on, mate. She's a ripper. What you gonna do? She's a ripper. Coming in at 33, almost 34 cents. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this is a decent looking chart. Let's go. Let's take a look at what's the ticker for it? Is it Eagle? EAI. EAI USDT. All right. So we cannot find it on Femex. So let's do this Coinbase. No, that's not EAI USDT. Is it Eternal AI? No, it was Eagle AI, right? Maybe we can't get. I'll have to take a look. Well, I'll have to look this up for tomorrow. So, Eagle AI. We can look at CoinMarketCap though for now. So, let's look at their website. Harness AI to unlock financial insights at scale, empowering finance professionals, cutting-edge AI solutions for predictive analytics, risk management, and real-time data insights. Better way to trade. All right. Well, we're going to have to take a look at this. Explore real-time financial data with Eagle AI Labs. There you go. All right. Not sponsored, but it could be. Looking for sponsors. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it. Unless you guys got any other charts you want me to take a look at, we can start using that VWAP indicator here and there for you guys. Just just here and there, you just tell me if there's one we got to look at, and we can do that during this section, this later part of the show. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. It is Thursday. That means something very important is going to be happening within the next 7 hours. 7 hours, 6 hours and 45 minutes. 6 hours and 44 minutes to be exact. It turns into Friday, and that means it's pizza day. So I hope that you come back at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for Web3 breakfast. As you guys know, we have the 9 a.m. show on lock Monday through Friday, Web3 breakfast, and then 4 p.m. Eastern. You came like you did today. Smash the like button. I appreciate you guys being here. Do something great. Make yourself great. And I will see you tomorrow.